What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's Noname back at it again with a quick Giants update video. Now, I don't necessarily need to tell you all for you guys to know that there's not much going on in the Giants football world right now, but there is some stuff coming up within the next month that will greatly affect the New York Giants. Of course, before I get into it, thank you to all of y'all, the subscribers, the viewers, everybody that supports the channel. Without you guys, the channel would not exist. And thank you for those of you that tuned into the premiere of my prediction video yesterday. It was the the subscriber selected video of the week on predicting the stats of key players on the Giants offense. Go check it out. It was a great video, and let's get into it. So there's really only about like 2 or 3 things that I want to touch upon this vid. The first one being that for some reason there was a time change to the Giants versus Packers preseason game, which was previously scheduled for an 8 p.m. showing, I believe, on August 29th. It's then shifted back to 6 p.m. without any real reason behind it. I looked on the Giants website, I looked on the Packers website, and obviously various other newspapers that report on it. There's no reasoning for it. Like literally the Post or the Giants, the article that they put out, if you could call it an article because it was a paragraph that the Giants have on their website, this is all it says. The time of the New York Giants' third preseason game at home against Green Bay Packers has been changed to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It was previously scheduled for 8 p.m. The date, Saturday, August 29, and location, MetLife Stadium, remained the same. It will be the team's first preseason matchup since August 22nd, 1997, when the Giants faced the Packers in Madison, Wisconsin. And the rest of the article isn't even related to that. It's just talking about, history of the Giants preseason and whatnot. Now, do I think this has something to deal with the pandemic? Well, of course I do. I mean, there's not really any other reason they would randomly shift the time of a game to an earlier showing. Now, of course, an 8 p.m. showing is what would be considered prime time during the regular season. This being preseason, there isn't really a prime time to it. But when you think about it business-wise, most people would tune into the 8 p.m. one because, that's when people get home from work and whatnot, rather than the 6 p.m. one. I could be reading too much into it, but this could be because maybe they're planning to have the preseason games be played without any type of crowds. And so since there's not going to be any crowds, there's no use in having it that late in the night or something. Combined with the fact that people don't really watch the preseason anymore. I don't know. It could just be they moved the time because it was more convenient for them. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's in some way, shape, or form related to Corona and whatnot. So that's the first one out of the way. The second one is that Leonard Williams' payday, or his possible payday date, is coming up. So as we all know, the Giants, or Dave Gettleman specifically, traded for Williams back in the 2019 regular season. He gave the Jets a 2020 third-round draft pick, a 2021 conditional pick that wound up being a 5th rounder because Leonard stayed with the Giants and he didn't sign a long-term deal with any other team before the league year began in March. But it was a deal that at the time and even now still was one of Dave Gettleman's one of his worst moves made as the Giants GM. Trading for Leonard Williams wasn't necessary at the time he did it. If we were a competing team, it would have been a nice addition to the team, but even then, we were very strong at the defensive tackle position before Leonard Williams got here. Of course, he got here and he made it even stronger. We have now, in my opinion, one of the best starting trios at defensive tackle there on our defensive line in Williams, Lawrence, and Tomlinson. But he could have gotten Leonard Williams in free agency anyway if he wanted to target that position and even that specific player. You could make the argument that Leonard is going to fit way better in this new defensive scheme with Patrick Graham as the defensive coordinator versus him fitting in with James Bettcher in his scheme. You could definitely make that argument and all that, but we could have gotten Williams for a way cheaper price, both in draft picks and the franchise tag, which is what Gettleman placed on Leonard Williams earlier this year. He placed the franchise tag on him so he didn't sign with any other team because Williams is demanding, at least the reports are saying he's demanding quite a bit of money, and from all standpoints, Leonard Williams should not be paid the franchise tag. Because as you guys know, it's the average of the top 5 salaries at the position. So he's essentially getting paid like Aaron Donald, even though he plays like a number 15 or maybe at best number 10 defensive tackle in the league. Leonard Williams is certainly not worth the franchise tag, and he's certainly not worth a big payday, which is what he's demanding. So of course, that's the conundrum that the Giants have been stuck in for a while now. Do we keep the franchise tag on him and just go into the season with Williams? Do we take off the franchise tag and let him walk, or maybe he doesn't find another team and we sign him for a cheaper contract? Or do we take off the franchise tag and he does find another team? Who knows? But the date for that to happen is July 15th on 4 p.m. That's until when Dave Gettleman has to work out a new long-term contract with Leonard Williams. So if he's going to stay on the team for the future, we're going to find out in about a month's time. It's not that long from now, and to be honest with you guys, this is a story that's kind of gone under in the Giants world. Nobody has thought about Williams and his contract in a long time, since before the draft. And it's something that attention needs to be brought to again, because we could either end up with him on the team for a ridiculous contract, end up with him on the team for, you know, a fair contract, or Leonard Williams is gone off of the team by next year. In my opinion, I think he is going to play out this year. He's going to play through the franchise tag, and maybe he's going to be let go at the end of the year, but we definitely had to let go of somebody. The two prime targets would, of course, be Dalvin Tomlinson and BJ Hill. BJ Hill being the guy who Williams replaced when he was traded and he was brought into the Giants locker room, and Tomlinson being the guy whose contract is also coming up within the next year or so. And I definitely want Tomlinson to stay on the team, but you look at a scheme fit, you look at it from a scheme fit position. While Tomlinson is one of the better defensive tackles in the league, he's a pure nose tackle. He's a run stuffer. Williams, Lawrence, and even BJ Hill, to an extent, they have versatility to them. They could stop the run and rush the passer a little bit. So it might end up being Dalvin Tomlinson who we let go. Whatever the case is, we'll get at least one piece to the story solved by July 15th at 4 p.m. And speaking of another date that's coming up, July 22nd is the next most important date. It's when Markus Golden's May 5th tender is going to be up. Of course, the Giants used the rare and quite honestly odd tender, which is nicknamed the May 5th tender, on Markus Golden last month, or maybe it was in April. The tender, the way it basically works is that he has until July 22nd to sign with another date. Otherwise, he's going to come back and be on the Giants for 110% of his 2019 salary, which for a 10-sack Markus Golden is an extreme steal. So, for some reason, teams are not interested in actually picking up Golden, and as of right now, it seems like the only team that wants him back is the Giants. Of course, you guys know my opinion on it. I would love to have Golden back on the Giants. I think he is a bit underrated. People definitely, and I agree, he's definitely a scheme-dependent player. It's just proven. He's only gotten 10 plus sacks in the league when he's played under James Bettcher's defense, but I believe because of the versatility of the defense we currently have, he could thrive in some way, shape, or form, and maybe even get us back 8-10 sacks, who knows. But I think he will do well in this very versatile defense here. And to be quite honest with you, even though he is scheme dependent, he's the best pass rusher we have right now in the outside linebacking room. Maybe even the best pass rusher, period, because Leonard Williams would be the next guy up, or maybe a Dexter Lawrence, but they haven't had anywhere close to 10 sacks yet in their seasons, in their careers. So yeah, it brings back up, Golden might be on the Giants after July 22nd if no other team picks him up. Now, of course, a team like Seattle might reach out to him. Of course, they're going through their thing with Jadeveon Clowney. They might reach out to Golden, give him like a $7-8 million deal or something. You look at a team like maybe Carolina would reach out to him. A team that's looking for depth, maybe somebody like the Dolphins or even the Jaguars, add him on there as a nice third rotationary pass rusher. Golden definitely has value in the league. It is just strange that there's no reports coming out on anybody else seeking his talent. But once again, on July 22nd is when we'll find out whether or not he'll be on the Giants or he won't. Personally, I think he would be. I'm not sure if he's going to be in any of their future plans, and I would like for them to give him a better deal, because the dude definitely earned more money than I think he's going to be paid $4 or $5 million a year next year. A 10-sack season, you should definitely get like $8 million or something like that, but that's just me. And that's about the three things I kind of want to talk about today. A very short and quick update video. The Giants preseason game time being changed. Markus Golden, we need to pay attention to him and his salary, and of course Leonard Williams and the franchise tag. If Gettleman works out a contract with him, it's going to be by July 15th. So let me know what you guys think. That's it for now, and I'm out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll catch y'all in the next one.